Hello, friends. We continue to show videos, Forex. It is possible, or not. In this video we will demonstrate real-time work with currencies on the Forex. And so, we are breaking into the fourth deal. For this we decided to choose currency pair, British pound, US dollar. We will not focus on the beginning of the deal, and start with the fact that we have $4.05 on the balance sheet. 2 orders have already been opened, and we are also in a small plus. Again, we want to know that our orders are opened with great risk, but as we have repeatedly said, with such a small balance of $4, why not take a chance to tickle your nerves and get a little more adrenaline? As usual, we did not forget to look into the economic calendar and made sure that big news is brewing again today. While the process of the transaction is in progress, we will briefly describe how this transaction was created. We already had a similar deal. Let's recall what the previous deal was like. We opened the deal on a currency pair, the British pound, the US dollar, where on the balance sheet we had $5. We opened the micro lot. In the terminal window it is denoted as 0 hold, 100. Such a micro lot means buying the base currency per 1,000 units. We reminded of our main chip. Our main feature is in the charts, which are located on the Forex platforms, in the online mode. In this transaction, we will also have a small amount of money on the balance sheet. In this transaction, we decided to slightly reduce the amount, up to $4. We did this in order to maximize profits as a percentage of our balance sheet. If in the second transaction, we achieved the result in 100%, in the third, 300%, and in this fourth transaction, we will try to increase the profit as much as possible, and which goals we could achieve, you will see at the end of this video. While we were doing a brief review of the creation of this deal, our rate has already approached the tight to a mark of $10 and is rapidly continuing to move up. As we once noticed that in the Forex market, there is no 100% confidence, maximum confidence, you can bring up to 80%, which means that in 80 cases out of 100, your forecast was confirmed. Similarly, this time, with such transactions, we in 80 cases confirmed our forecast. In the meantime, our funds have already approached the level of $12. We promised to make small comments on our actions. Here is one of them. You probably noticed that even if we work with any of the pairs, we constantly switch to the tab of other currencies. We do this constantly, in order to compare the behavior of other currencies. For example, if on the pair we are working, there are sharp movements, then we immediately go out to the neighboring pairs. If there are sharp movements there, just like on our pair, then we are preparing for some kind of harsh events. But if there is silence on other pairs, then we assume that on our pair, this is a temporary leap. On this, you cannot strain your nerves and be sure that in the next few minutes, everything will return to its place. Further, the rate of the British pound continued the movement in an unpredictable form, then suddenly he again began to decline, then lay sometimes up and again fell. Therefore, we did not begin to focus our attention in this period of time. We will continue with the fact that by the evening, the rate of the British pound continued its sharp upward movement, and our funds have already passed the mark of $15, and we're approaching the tight to the mark of $20. And now, let's take a short pause, that you would carefully watch the process, the movements of currencies. After the first videos, such comments began to arrive, that all these movements of currencies are not made in real time, but the installation of some kind of computer programs. What is so easy? Even with small deposits, it is simply impossible to make a profit. After all, if you could make a profit of 100% with a deposit of $5, then why not get the same profit with a deposit of $5,000? And if it were so easy, then everyone would go around millionaires. That's why we paused, that you would look closely at what is happening on the screen and more, and even once again make sure. We assure you that no one deceives you, everything happens in real time, and of course with real money. And now, let's go again. Back to our deal. By 19 o'clock on Greenwich, there was a sharp collapse of the British pound, more than 200 points. Such phenomena are very frequent, especially in the British pound, because this pair, the most volatile of all currencies. You can imagine how many feet of the losers were knocked out for this sharp jump down. Further, the course gradually returned to its previous level, and began to stamp out in one place. In our experience, we predicted that this is a trampling, the harbinger to a large upward flight. The whole market was waiting, everyone understood that Leo was preparing to jump. And so it happened. First the course jumped up about 100 points, and then shot as much as all 400 points. It was accomplished that we also waited. Our funds immediately exceeded the mark of $20 and in places reached right up to $22, and for a long time wavered between $20 and $22. Friends, we reached our goal in this transaction, and increased our deposit by more than 400%. Recall that our balance was only $4, and at the moment, our funds, a little more than $20. I would especially like to know in this transaction that we reached such a huge level, with the help of just 2 orders, each of which was opened at the very minimum. We opened micro lots. In the terminal window they are denoted as 0 hold, 100. Such micro lots involves the purchase of the base currency per 1,000 units. We correctly formed the forecast that the British pound will go far up. It would seem that it growth for the very top and will now make a turn and go down. But something told us that this is not the limit, the British's attack, that he still has the energy to continue his rapid movement up. About what happened next, we'll tell you in the next video, and for today we already tired you, our stories and our intrigues. Thank you all for your attention. We very much hope that you liked the events, which we told you about in this story. Thank you again for your attention and see you again.